Hi and welcome to Ultimate Brains. I'm your host Fiona and today we have Katie Wainer. Hi Katie.
Hiya.
And it's all about how to sing better with a little help from Brain.
Hi Fiona. Hi Katie.
So we want to know how to sing better. Can anybody sing?
I think anybody can sing. It doesn't matter your age, gender, anything. If you've got a passion and the time and effort to put into practice singing, you can sing.
So you say anybody can sing. How can we start to sing?
I think the best way to start is by using different vocal warm-ups. A really good one to start off with is humming up the scale. So a simple is really calm on the voice, it's really relaxed, and it can really help you pinpoint the different notes in which your voice needs to get used to be able to start singing.
Fabulous. So which songs can I sing to get better at singing?
So I definitely tackle half of the task by picking a song you already know the lyrics to. It's a good way to really understand the song that you're singing because you're not having to worry about the words. So picking a song that's also quite simple melodically, has a simple melody line, can really help you get to grips with singing and getting the pitch of the song instead of challenging yourself with a really big song to start off with.
Makes sense. Brain, what songs do people generally sing when they're trying to sing better?
Thinking. Some popular songs that are often used for singing practice, such as Hallelujah by Leonard Cohen, I Will Always Love You by Whitney Houston, and Someone Like You by Adele.
Wow.
Yes, some big songs there.
Yeah, quite challenging songs. I'm suggesting that's not for the beginners.
Not for the beginners. It definitely tackles a lot of your range if you're going from really low notes to high notes. So definitely start more in the middle. I definitely recommend songs that you sing in your chest voice, and then you can expand to different registers.
Fabulous. I've heard about pitch. What is pitch? People say about the perfect pitch. I get when people are off pitch, it doesn't sound pleasing, but what actually is pitch?
So pitch is when you're sitting on top of the note, you're getting the correct note. We can either go above that note or below that note. It's typically called sharp or flat. And it's just when you're not quite sitting on the note or you're just a little bit above the note. So wanting to get the right note is very key to singing songs and maintaining that melody line. I definitely use vocal warm-ups, like the scales we used with humming, but with different vowel sounds. So you've got A, E, I, O, U. For example, ah, or E, where you're placing different vowel sounds on those notes to help your voice sustain that muscle memory for connecting with that note.
Fabulous. And I've also heard about vocal control. So that's tick the perfect pitch. What actually is vocal control then?
Vocal control is sustaining the ability to sing.
Right.
So one key factor I think is really important for vocal control is breath control. And to do this, I'd use different exercises such as breathing in for 4, holding for 4 counts, and then breathing out for 4 counts, and extending that time frame over time to be able to hold your breath and sustain it longer, because then you're able to hold and control everything that's going on in your body breath-wise, so you can sing and sustain everything out.
And they say to let a little bit of breath out at a time, don't they, in some notes?
Yeah, in some notes, typically I'd refrain from doing that if you're doing big notes, but obviously you need to maintain the airflow that you have when you're singing.
Right. So how can I get high pitch? They say there's low pitch, there's high pitch. We've covered how to get on pitch. How can I achieve high pitch?
So different notes require different registers. So we have different registers. You've got bass register, chest voice, and falsetto head voice. There are many different terms for them. And to do and access them, you can do different vocal warm-ups exercises. For accessing different registers, I definitely use things such as sirens. For example, on an NG sound, I do and it takes me through all my registers from really low to really high. You can practice going higher and lower each time with them to be able to expand your range. You can also do things such as ah, same thing up the scale, ah, and it really helps warm up those vocals, gets used to taking it from different registers and back down again.
Okay, they say, I've heard you mention about the vowels. Why is it people don't sing on consonants?
They're too short to be able to sustain. So if I was to sing a t, it stops really short, whereas an ah, you can carry on for as long as you need to. It's very rounded. Right. And the same with E, I, O and U. So it's very, you can sustain it a lot longer. I
always wondered that, but it never made sense until you've actually said that. So we've covered the high pitch. So how, for everybody else out there, how can we achieve the low pitch?
Yeah. So this is a personal one for me. I actually really struggled singing lower. So before I really understood any technicalities of singing, what I do to practice was practice singing songs with low notes in, even if there was just a few that dipped lower than what I could reach. I'd practice with them in, and even if I couldn't reach them, I'd carry on singing the rest of the song, try anyway. And I'd eventually I got to a point where I could reach the lower notes and take my register back up. But now that I've learned, there's a thing called diaphragmatic breathing, and it's basically you take your breath lower, and if you practice speaking in a lower tone, you can access that register a lot easier than what you would if you were just using that register to sing. So if you access it by breathing lower into your core and your belly, then you can access those lower,
when you're pushing your stomach out a little to catch your breath?
Yes, a bit like that, So you just have to bring all the air lower. It's really silly. A lot of things in singing are quite silly, but once you understanding why you're doing it and the benefits of paying off from practicing, it really is a nice thing to achieve.
So we've covered the scales, we've covered high pitch and low pitch. We get in there with the singing, but how do we tackle singing in front of a crowd? I'm there, I've nailed everything else, but I've got that stage fright. Is there any tips you can give us on that?
So definitely the breathing exercises, they come in handy in different areas. So breathing in and out is a really good thing to relax yourself. It gets rid of a lot of tension that your body can hold, especially if you're nervous. You can hold tension in your throat, your jaw, your chest, which is mainly where we sing from and our sound resonates. So if that's tight, you can really struggle to produce the sound that you have when you've been relaxed. So I definitely recommend trying to relax yourself. The adrenaline and your training and the muscle memory that your voice has will carry you through a performance if you have the confidence and you believe in yourself. So try not to worry. Everybody's had that moment where their legs are shaking, they're really, really nervous, but trust yourself, trust the training and the practice you've put in, and you'll be fine.
And when all's said and done, you're there for a reason, and they're there for a reason. They want to listen to you.
Exactly, they do. And if you go wrong, laugh it off. We're all human. We all make mistakes. And sometimes our voices do something and it's unpredictable, and that's fine.
Go with the flow.
Go with the flow.
And runs, it's something I don't know a great deal about, but so what is a run? How do we achieve a run?
Yeah, so riffs and runs are different things. Basically, they're an accumulation of different notes in a particular order. They can go high, they can go low, backwards and forwards. So it's really just about what the artist has created to show off their vocal talent. There's quite a few famous ones out there. There's one from Burlesque. It goes, yeah. And it's basically just where you place the notes vocally and practicing that. I would say I'm not the best riffer. It's not a particular style that I've had a lot of practice in. I do enjoy listening to it. But if you're struggling with a riff, then what I'd suggest you do is you break down the notes so you can slow down the tempo, take it away from the song, practice pitching the notes where they are, and then you can speed up the tempo of them in line with each other, and you can get to the tempo of the track, and then you can slot that back in there.
So without having the pressure of having to achieve them in that set order so fast, you can just slow it down and just see if you can flip from one to the other.
Yeah, the speed is often the scariest thing, but when you take the notes out of it, it's a lot easier to learn.
So is practice important in singing? Like everything else, they say to practice to be a racing driver. Practice, practice, practice. Is it the same with singing?
Absolutely. If you practice loads of different vocal techniques, vocal styles, tones, practicing that pitch, you'll have an array of different techniques that you can use within singing songs, and it will help you understand how you're singing a song, and you can tackle more challenging songs. So practice is definitely key.
You've suggested to me in the past as well, singing in front of a mirror is a really good idea, isn't
Yeah,
it?
absolutely. Some people really think that when you're looking at yourself, it's really scary. But if you're looking at yourself,
Yes.
if you're looking at yourself while you're singing, you understand the shape your mouth is making. You're looking at yourself, and we're all our worst critics. So
Yes.
if I'm looking at myself and I'm judging myself, then I'm going to be my worst critic. So it makes it a lot easier for performing in front of other people as well.
But self-confidence is key, isn't it?
Absolutely. If you haven't got self-confidence and passion for it, you might struggle a little bit more.
Yes.
Once you get more comfortable with the
Yes.
sounds that your voice makes, the way you look and the way you are when you sing, you'll have so much more confidence in overall.
Yes. So I've decided I'm gonna sing. I might not be the best. I'm going to sing, and lots of people out here, we might have been the inspiration that they're gonna go out there and they're gonna have a go. How do they find a teacher?
So they can look online. The world is a very big place. So I definitely look online. You can have online singing lessons, in-person singing lessons. But I definitely recommend finding somebody that you click with, because it's a very vulnerable atmosphere.
Yes.
You need to be able to be comfortable to be able to sing in front of somebody. So I definitely recommend looking for somebody that you have a connection with.
Just out of curiosity, how much does it cost for singing lessons in the UK, Brain?
Thinking, thinking, thinking. The average cost of a singing teacher in the UK is around £30 to £50 per hour. This can vary depending on the experience and qualifications of the teacher, as well as the location and demand for their services.
That's absolutely brilliant. So I think we've covered a bit about everything in there, Katie. What I do think we absolutely need to do, for my sake as well as everybody else, if we do another video with some exercises, some warm-ups, and let's get everybody out there singing for mental well-being. Singing is a fabulous thing to do, isn't it?
Absolutely. It helps release all stress, any negativity, and it's a really positive thing to do for not only yourself, but other people as well. So absolutely.
Fabulous. So we'll wrap it up there today. Thank you very much, Katie. We will see a lot more of you, I can tell.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.